Hey everybody, this is Doa. Whoa! And this is another StarCraft 2 commentary. Sorry about that, my mouse hand got a little bit crazy there. This is the final game that TLO had on the Team Liquid replay pack, and this time his opponent is going to be Kirifuwerra. Kirifuwerra, that's going to really cause problems if I try to say that over and over again. So I'm just going to call him Kiri. So Kiri is spawning as the blue Terran in the 12 o'clock position on Lost Temple. Looks like they will spawn on cross position, so that's going to probably add up to a longer game. TLO, as you can see, sending out this Overlord here, and unfortunately there is no other Zerg player spawning right here, so there will be no Overlord high five this game. Kind of makes me a little bit sad, but that's just how things go sometimes. TLO not looking like he's saving up for a 6-pool or anything like that. The only reason I say that is because I just watched MLG Dallas, and he did try to 6-pool, and then eventually went into, I believe it was Ultralisks and many other high tier units, as we can also see a probe going across and scouting out the other positions on the map here in Lost Temple. Liquid TLO says, PP, go. Alright, so apparently there was a pause there as well. In the meantime, if we look at Kiri's base, he is putting up that wall, getting the supply depot and the barracks going down as well. I believe this was on the Korean ladder. That would be where I would assume most of these games came from. Now TLO, of course, going back to Germany after this MLG, deciding that he'd rather spend some time with friends and family in Germany, which is perfectly fine. Made a great showing in Korea at those GSLs that he was at. Unfortunately not getting terribly far, but still playing well nonetheless. Spawning pool going down for TLO right now. So he is going pool before hatch, which is a little bit interesting considering that he does know that his opponent is in cross positions. So I am kind of wondering what he's planning there. No gas yet for Kiri, so it looks like he is planning on doing, well, I was about to say fast expand, but we do have a second barracks going down. So Kiri also with kind of an interesting build on Lost Temple, going from some early marine pressure, but that's usually not something you see in cross positions. So we're going to have to see how that comes into play. TLO just waltzing about his opponent's base, doing a little bit of poking at the command center here, trying to take down all the hit points he can, as eventually in the game I'm sure he would like to take down that command center completely. Supply depot going down again for Kiri there. First Marine coming out, and he is going to be able to chase that drone out. TLO, look out, your drone is going to go down, and TLO will not be able to escape, although I wonder if there's a little bit of a space here. I don't think so though. Yeah, TLO not able to escape his opponent's base, but we may be able to keep that drone alive just in the amount of time to take a look at things. Roach Warren going down for TLO as well. That's a fairly standard Zerg opening now that you do see in the longer positions. In the meantime, we do see the SCV for Kiri scouting across the map, taking a look at TLO's base, but he is going to be chased away by that Queen. Queen not wanting to get off of creep just because the rocks and grass feels so icky. I don't know, that's just my assumption anyway. We have an SCV chasing around TLO's drone as well. TLO setting some rally points to keep his drone alive. In the meantime, we have Kiri putting down, actually, wow, a third barracks outside of his main. And I wonder if that's a little bit too close to block the the command center for Kiri. If he plans on expanding, he can always lift it off, but a little bit of a manor barracks possibly for Kiri. Still pumping out Marines. No gas yet too, so Kiri planning on doing some sort of heavy Marine early push as that drone for TLO has gone down. So TLO's vision of his base is gone. TLO sending out 2 roaches as well. In the meantime, we do have some Marines and some SCVs waltzing about the middle of the map for Kiri. He's going to take that Zelnaga tower. In the meantime, back at TLO's base, let's turn on the production tab. Nothing going right now for TLO. Wow, that's a little bit odd. Actually, that is because he was saving up for that second hatchery at the expansion. So TLO getting out a few roaches and then expanding, which is probably a safe opening here on Lost Temple. Although those Marine numbers are rather high for Kiri. TLO has to pull back that roach. Roach taking a little bit of damage, but not too much. In the meantime, Kiri expanding as well. I guess that barracks was not in the way of that, so that's good positioning there for Kiri, as well as we do have a tech lab going down in that barracks. As you can see from the production tab, we do have the metabolic boost going down for TLO, so Zergling speed on the way. In the meantime, TLO taking control of this Zelnaga watchtower, so both players at this point look like they are kind of positioning for a longer game. Interestingly enough, we have 2 gas going down for Kiri, so Kiri thinking about doing some early Marine aggression, and then transitioning into a more bio-based play, getting the tech lab on 2 of those barracks, thinking of doing some Marine Marauder there, as he did see those roaches as well. A little bit of a push coming across the map for Kiri. We're going to have to see if that does any damage at all. That is a fairly large amount of Marines, and TLO does have to pull back his roaches. to avoid losing any. And if we go back to TLO's base, he doesn't have a whole lot of defense, but I would imagine with the queens, that's probably going to be enough to hold that off. Looks like we do have a battle going down at the natural for TLO. Those roaches moving in, taking out a couple marines. Nice transfuse going down on that roach there, keeping it alive, but TLO will be forced back, and TLO looking at a little bit of a tough position early in the game, but we do have 2 more roaches spawning Zergling speed, almost finishing as well, and 2 more roaches on the way, and he is going to be able to push back that early aggression from Kiri. A Marauder coming in as well. Of course, Marauders being much better at roaches, as you can see. He just took out one out right there. 3 of those roaches kind of a little bit lower on health. He does go to work on the command center, but that Marauder almost taken out by those roaches, and he will go down, and these Marines are starting to look a little bit weak. So Kiri is going to be sacrificing these early units here, sending across a few more to the middle, but he's not going to be able to do a whole lot more. Floating this barracks back up to his main. We do have a factory going down for Kiri now as well, so Kiri planning to tech up at this point in the match. Some roaches moving across for TLO, as well as this drone bearing minerals, putting up a hatchery next to the gold. That's a little bit interesting, not taking down the rocks, planning on doing a little bit of sort of, I wouldn't say long distance mining, maybe medium distance mining if this hatchery does go up and he doesn't take the rocks. We do have another little bit of a push coming in from Kiri towards the base of TLO. That's spawning, what am I trying to say? That creep tumor not under any danger now. I thought that maybe just popped up, but it looks like it's okay. And TLO bringing another queen down to reinforce as he transfers a few more drones down to his natural, but Kiri doing the intelligent thing and pulling back here. So right now both players kind of macroing up. As we can see, Kiri is getting stim and the concussive shells, and TLO is bringing out some more Zerglings at the moment. 12 Zerglings. If we look at the army tab, it looks like TLO is ahead right now, 65 to 53. So TLO doing a great job of keeping things up and running. We do have 2 evolution chambers going down